Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Railgan and Beastyqt here on Honorgrounds. In the top left side of the map, we have the green Zerg player. It is Railgan, representing nobody, but he does have a diva floating logo icon here. She is a character from Overwatch, a first-person shooter game from Blizzard that I haven't played one single second of. Probably sadly for me. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the pink Terran player. It is Beastyqt from My Insanity. We've seen Beastyqt on the channel before. It's been a while since we've seen it, but always such a solid Terran player. Really knows what he's doing here. He's going to have his hands full against the Zerg player Railgun. I think this is on the test map. I'm not sure though. Is Honorgrounds one of the test maps? Either way, the patch should be coming out soon. We've discussed a lot of the changes here already. I figured I'd throw in another one of these before the patch launches, just so we know what to expect, what to see between two players who are excellent, including Beastyqt here. Beastyqt going racks first. I don't think I've actually cast a game on this map before. So you have your natural super wide open. Holy cow, there's a zone like a watchtower right next to your base though, which is kind of fun. Anyway, racks first here from Beastyqt, and Railgun going for the old standard of the pool, extractor pool, into hatchery first of all. So again, the openness doesn't really worry Zerg players that much. It's Terran and Protoss who have problems with it. Reaper is on the way, and that means that our Reaper's name is going to be Steve Kerrigan, brother of Sarah. Kerrigan, Steve, has joined the Dominion with the sole purpose of bringing back his beloved sister. Oh, Steve, how honorable are you? What an honorable quest you have, but I'm gonna have to say I don't think you got it. I don't think you got this, man. Reaper lifespan is approximately 2 minutes, starting at 2:05. This is where he is. Is he gonna move out? He's gonna move out. Steve Kerrigan looking for Sarah, but man, she's already the Queen of Blades, dude. I know that Jim went after her and tried to save her and stuff and actually managed to do so, and then she turned back into Zerg to save everyone. It's kind of a convoluted story, but that is the story of StarCraft 2. It is nothing if not a little convoluted. Oh, and he has to scout first. He's not going to get any kills at all. So checks his bottom left corner, doesn't see anything. The map is too small, says Railgun, in my opinion. You think so? Looks like a good size. Lings are rolling on in. Might actually delay. Gonna delay this expansion. Yes! Getting some shots off on that SCV, and then getting inside the main base. Beastyqt, what are you doing? Oh, the wall was not there. The wall wasn't there. I don't think it actually matters here. Reaper is going to come home. Steve, to avenge and defend his friends here. Does kill one Ling. That was killing an SCV. Going to kill another one here, too. And bam. All right, Steve, not bad. Not too shabby. One SCV got killed. The natural base was delayed temporarily here, but Steve was able to save the day. Still doesn't know where his opponent is. As you can see, this is a blank map to him. But probably top left at this point. He doesn't know. He's going to the top right. Oh, that hurts so bad. Third hatch on the way here for Railgun. He's been essentially completely unmolested for the first 3 minutes, which is bad. Which is bad for the Terran player. Lair on the way here from Railgun as well. Creep spread continuing to push out here from Railgun to connect these three bases that he has. Ah, Reaper does find it. He does find it. Can he kill that creep tumor? Nope. No, he cannot, mostly because he didn't really try. Queens and Speedlings are here. Kitty 8 charge, missing everything. Ling's getting... Steve, you did your best, Steve. Nice juke there, Steve. Are you going to get up that ramp, Steve? Yes? What? Steve is a low. Steve, careful. Oh, he can't get out. KO. Kitty 8 charge does push back the Queen, but the Queen gets the shot off first. And Steve ends up falling. So 2 Ling kills and an SCV defense. Pretty good. Pretty good, but not Hall of Fame worthy. Should I lessen my requirements for the Hall of Fame for Reapers? There are 2. There are 2 Reapers who've made this thing in the entire time I've started the thing. And I just feel like maybe that's a little bit too difficult to get into. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if we should keep it as difficult as it is. I kind of am leaning that direction, so... let me know what you think. Hellions moving on out. Hydralisk Den coming in from Railgun, which tells me this might be test map. This might be test map stuff. Where is my thing? Yes, it is. Groove Spines and Muscular Augments. 2 separate upgrades here for the Hydra. So this is on the test map. We're going to see faster Overseers. We're going to see that totally revamped Hydra situation. We're going to see Cyclones, I have to assume. No Cyclones. Beastyqt not trying those out. All right, fair enough. Hellions are moving out here from Beastyqt. Is he getting Infernal Pre-Igniter? I don't know. I don't think he... Was that removed? No, I think it's still here. Where my tech lab at? He doesn't have a tech lab on a factory. That's a problem. Creep spread here for Railgan is all the way to his own personal Xelnaga Watchtower. There's a handful of Lings here, but that is it. I don't think this is going to work. Beastyqt shows up, roasts up 3 Lings immediately. Hydras are out, but they take extra damage. They take extra damage from these Hellions too. This is looking like a very strong push from Beastyqt. These 3 Queens are really the only saving grace, but even then, Queens aren't that great against this many Hellions. If I had to say how this is going to work out here, 1 Queen does end up getting burned alive. A Hellion does pay for it though with his life. Liberator setting up shop here at Railgan's natural base, just out of range of that Spore Crawler. But Hydras cleaning out of the sky there. Great choice on the Hydras to deal with them there. Liberators. Armory, double armory coming up. The Hellions swinging on in. There's nothing here but a single Queen. More and more drones are going to be killed. These are very cost-effective Hellions at this point for Beastyqt. And he decides it is time to head on back home. 3rd base up and running for Beastyqt, continuing to make Liberators, making 2 factories at a time, so definitely making a push here on the Cyclone thing. I saw an update to the patch notes. I'm not sure if it's current, but they basically made the Cyclone not require a tech lab, so you can double pump them out of factories at this point. Seems a little bit scary to me, but we'll have to see how that works out. Railgun supply blocked as a Viking takes down an Overlord of his here on the right side of the map. But in the top left, still everybody's happy for Railgun. 4th base coming up here on Honorgrounds at about the 6-minute and 45-second mark. Lings and Hydras knocking down the rocks here at a potential 5th gold base for Railgun, and it is pretty mechy out of Beastyqt. He can make these Hellbats now. He has the armory. Is he still not getting Infernal Pre-Igniter? Where the fudge? It's right there. He's just not getting it. I don't know. People have asked this in the comments. Maybe we need to ask a professional why on earth you would not get Infernal Pre-Igniter when you have this many Hellions. Anyway, Lings are here, but not a match for this many Hellions on the ground. The total number is 15 on the map, which seems like a lot. It's hard to win a game with Hellions just because they're terrible against buildings. But, you know, if your opponent is going kind of a Ling Hydra approach, you're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. Hive on the way for Railgun at the 7-minute mark. 7-minute mark. Hive, this is amazing. 2 Queens here. I'm not sure if it's enough, but speed Banelings maybe. Okay. The other thing is Banelings do get, yes, they do get a 5 hit point, no, a 10 hit point upgrade when they get speed, something like that. 5 or 10 up to 40. So they're a little bit tankier when they get that speed upgrade, which is great for the Zerg. They're happy to see that one. I think that was just a response to the fact that a lot of Terran players, especially at the pro levels, are great at just stutter-stepping, focusing down the Banelings. So a lot of Banelings were dying without doing anything whatsoever, and that's just such a blow to the Zerg army when that happens. They are very gas intensive, and for them to do nothing just hurts. So maybe making them a little bit tankier, a little bit better able to accept damage from Marines makes them more effective, and a little bit better for the Zerg. I'm not sure, I mean, why is Zerg needed a buff overall? They seem like they're doing fine in Legacy of the Void, but Blizzard giving it a shot. We'll see what it does. 5th base here at the gold by Railgun. 4th base under construction by Beastyqt here at the bottom leftish of the map. And here comes a very heavy Viking tank Liberator attack from Beastyqt. Definitely going to the mech route. Finally getting Infernal Pre-Igniter here. Banelings rolling on in, running back onto the creep. They extended off the creep a little bit there, which was their bad. That Baneling has 1 hit point. It would be dead if this wasn't test map stuff. How weird is that? All right, Hellbat. Hellbat transformation is complete. Tanks ready to rock as well. Banelings trying to crash on in, getting a couple spots, but not really doing much damage to this Terran army. Unfortunately for Railgun, it's 166 to 131 total supply. Continuing to push out here is Beastyqt. He's right on top of this creep. He's got tanks set up. The tanks do extra damage now. Look at that, 75 damage versus armored. Holy cow. None of this is armored, though, so that's a bit of a problem. And throwing down, there we go, defending here with some Hydras. Hydra wandered a little bit too close into that defender mode circle. This 4th base by Railgun is in a big trouble here. The Infestors can actually throw down Fungals while burrowed now, as you could see that happening there, which makes them a little bit more effective, a little bit more viable for the Zerg army here. Viper coming in as well. This 4th base is a ton a ton of trouble at this point. Coming right on in, Hydra's taking down as much as they possibly can, but the blue flame, amazing. The Liberator shots really good too. Infested Terrans being tossed on down. Hydra's trying to clear out the remainder of these Liberators and actually doing a fairly good job of it here. Tanks taking down those Infestors before they die, though. That one's still alive with 9 kills, then gets murdered. And Railgan manages to pull that out. The blue flame on top of everything here at the 5th base, though, cleans out the Queen and all of the workers. 27 drones killed at this point. It's 69 to 57 total Harvesters. Another Liberator sets up shop here at the natural base. Takes down a Queen. Takes down a couple drones. Spore Crawler finishes it off. And moderate harass is moderate. 5th base coming up from Beastyqt to the north of the 4th base along this bottom left side. That is a planetary fortress. More and more factories coming in. Beastyqt really committing to this mech strategy. I think that's the intent of this next patch, is to make mech much more viable, increasing the damage by siege tanks, making Cyclones actually good. I don't think Hellions were changed at all. But still, they're just great. They've pretty much been good throughout all of the StarCraft 2. And a couple drones here at the 4th base, which again did not die, but an assault with Hellbats coming up from this left side. Going to try to burn down everything. There's a Spine Crawler here. This gold base might just be forfeit. Railgan not attempting to defend whatsoever. Tanks in great splits positions. Bam! Base gone immediately. Hellbats with +1/+1 and the blue flame. Hellions roasting up some more drones here at this 4th base. 39 drones have been killed so far. It's 166 to 145 total supply, 69 to 64 total Harvesters. Beastyqt has been doing an amazing job keeping Railgan on his back foot all through this point in time. Drilling Claws coming up from Beastyqt as well. Another base, gold base here on this right side. How many golds are there on this map? So there's the 1 and the 2 and 3 and 4. Is there just the 4? I think there's just the 4. So, alright, not a big deal. Beastyqt hasn't taken any of them yet. But it looks like Railgan is just basically trying to avoid the extra damage that tanks are doing to Armored by just getting light. He's got Hydras, he's got Banelings, he's got some Vipers in the sky as well. He is getting a Greater Spire, possibly for Broodlords, which would be good in this situation, as not much of this can shoot up. There are a few Vikings, but not that many. Abducting a Viking in, great job keeping that Viking count low, exactly what he needs to do. Here comes the army, though. Those Hellions, the tanks have set up. I don't know if Railgan wants to do this thing. He's attacking what he can, throwing down a fungal to clear out some. There's the Blinding Cloud on one of the tanks, but too many other tanks were not affected by it. And Railgan's forced to retreat a little bit there, getting an Ultralisk. Their armor was decreased by 1 total max. So instead of 8 total, it's going to be 7, which should be useful to the Terran as well here, especially considering the extra damage done by these tanks. So again, mech viable is the idea. Second gold base by Railgan is on the way here, and continue to push in. A little bit of a scary mech push here from Beastyqt. 5 Cyclones coming in at once. Whoa, really suddenly decided to go for those Cyclones. Try to do a bit of a surround by Railgan coming in from this left side and the top side. Blinding Cloud being thrown down on those there tanks. Hydra's doing what they can. More Blinding Cloud and Ultra on top of everything here. Trying to crush through Airy, but he is still alive. He is protected. Fungal growth's going down. Some Widow Mines cannot burrow because they are fungaled. Hydra's clearing out all the tanks as well. What an absolutely impressive display here by Railgan. Beastyqt does have the Cyclones, but again, the extra damage doesn't really apply when nothing here is armored, as you can see. But it's pretty good. Pretty good damage, but Lings are kind of their antithesis. An amazing break there by Railgan. It was not easy. He lost a ton of stuff. 15,000 resources versus lost here versus 17,000 for the Terran. What was your supply? Says Beastyqt. 130. Says Railgan. Mine was 200. Is that true? Oh, I should have paid more attention. I'm going to have to rewind this. Well, you can rewind and let me know in the comments if that was the case. But regardless, it is 142 to 115 total supply here. The Blinding Cloud was used beautifully by a Railgun. I think without that, everyone just dies. Every one of these Zerg units is just gone. +3 missile attack on the way. Another Liberator assault here has 5 kills to its name. 45 drones have been destroyed. But at this point, Railgun still has 71 to 75 of his opponent and is feeling pretty happy about that one. So it's 131. Okay, Railgun keeps making stuff. Keep making stuff. 150 to 141 total supply here. Railgan does have the lead, but Beastyqt is no slouch himself. He's got Thors with the explosive payload ability. Javelin missiles deal splash damage to nearby air units and additional damage versus light units. Or you have the type that just does like straight up single damage. Is it single? I don't know. +2/+2 here. Beastyqt is taking a 6th base at the gold on this left side. Couple Lings do scout that one out from the Railgun. 3-0, says Railgun. Does he have 3-0 now? Oh, in the last fight, he says. Yeah, you're right. Good check there, Beastyqt. Pretty happy about that one. Again, I think it just was the blinding cloud. If that was a straight-up battle without that, I think Beastyqt handles it finely. Also, the Fungals were good by Railgun. He's right about that one. Terran building armor coming up from Beastyqt as well. And +3 Terran vehicle weapons. 6 more Cyclones on the way. I think he liked how those performed in their limited performance in that last battle. Viking count looking pretty darn good. There's a greater Spire, but no Broodlords or Corruptors here. So the Viking count is not too crazy for Beastyqt, but he's ready for it. Another army ready to go. 195 to 187. Railgun has that lead. Can he do it? Infestor getting caught out in the middle of the open. A little bit too slow while burrowed. Using the Cyclone ability on these Ultras. Looking fantastic while doing it. No ground carapace at all. Actually, just now starting ground carapace for those Ultras. Getting +1 flyer carapace. I'm not sure if that's for Broodlords or just for his Overseers and Vipers. Either way, it's not a bad upgrade to get at all. Does he want to engage here? I think he kind of does. And yeah, here we go. Vikings clearing out the Vipers. Blinding Cloud already up, though. Ultras on top of the tanks as best as they possibly can, trying to kill the Ultras. Yes, they're starting to fall very quickly there. The Cyclones doing a great job with their DPS extra damage versus armored. Their attack speed so darn fast, and Railgun actually forced to retreat here. Beastyqt is up 191 to 171 total supply in this straight-up fight with no Viper support. Look at how quickly these Ultras are falling. Again, they don't necessarily have all the armor they could, but pushing on in a handful of Hydras, not necessarily enough, and they're forced to retreat here. Beastyqt pretty happy about the results of that battle. Railgun is remaxing fairly quickly, though, with a bunch of Queens, Vipers, Hydras, Banelings. Got to continue those upgrades, pushing up towards this gold base on the left side. Is Railgun going to lose that one? I'm not sure if he can afford to do it. Lings coming on in, just getting absolutely murdered in the situation. Landed Vikings absorbing a lot of shots from those Hydras as well. +3 attack on those dudes. Do they have both of the upgrades? They do. They have both of the upgrades, which means their range and their speed is a little bit better than they were in previous patches. Abduct being used on the tanks. Banelings crashing on into everything here. Hydras trying to take out a Thor. They do manage to get one. The Cyclone's getting abducted here to be closer as well, but no, cleaning everybody out. Oh, using the lock-on ability on the Vipers here as well, and able to kill one of them. Can they get another? They can. Another Viper ends up falling here. Couple Lings, Hydra straggling on in, but reinforcements from Beastyqt are coming in as well. Hellions and Cyclones versus everything, and the hatchery does end up falling. Look how quickly buildings die to these Cyclones. Holy shamoly. Big time stuff there. Viper flies over this army, maybe in a scouting. I don't know. Beastyqt, I just feel like he's just kind of ragtagging his way through this thing. The blue flame here at this left side base by Railgun, is that his like 8th base right now? It is. Liberators setting up with Defender mode circles. Hydras do not care, taking them out of the sky for the most part. Tank splash damaging on everything, though. Does have 2 kills, and again, just wrecking through these Hydras. Yes, they're not armored, but man alive. More Abducts being used to get everybody in range of those Hydras. And I feel like we've been fighting here forever. This is like a World War I battleground at this point. Thor's trying to crush through. They do kill that Viper, but the Hydra's clearing the Thor out. 122 to 135 total supply. The Hellions and the Hellbats cleared out this 8th base for Railguns, and the gold base is gone as well. So 2 hatcheries have been killed so far. 3, actually. Where the heck was the 3rd? Where did I miss that? I don't know. Either way, this Hydra Ling composition working pretty well against this mech, which I did not expect. I really didn't expect to see that function as well as it has so far. Beastyqt coming in for round 3. He has another base along this left side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases along the left side. Has a bit of a macro orbital command here as well. Planetary Fortress saving it as it's under attack from Lings. Long distance mining is Railgan from this gold base with his 72 drones to 77 SCVs, plus 3 ship weapons coming in for Beastyqt. More and more Vipers on the way. Again, they seem to be key. Seems like the battles go a little bit better for Railgan if he has those Vipers in the air. The Abducts have been used very liberally, as well as that Blinding Cloud ability. There's that Consume coming in here as well. And Parasitic Bomb hasn't really been part of this for these Vipers. I mean, they could have been used against the Vikings, but I'm not sure they have. High-Sec auto-tracking on the way for Beastyqt, giving the Planetary Fortresses enough range to deal with Hydras, which can be a bit of a concern here in this current patch. Railgan taking another base along this right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 bases. After losing his 8th base previously, which he is replanting, we'll call that the 9th now. And again, the army sizes just look small for Railgan, but I guess he does have the Vipers. He's using Consume on this gold base that he's replanted. Lings on top of the Hellions getting murdered. Hydras as well trying to do what they can, but this is a lot of stuff from Beastyqt. The Vipers throwing down that Blinding Cloud as best they can. A Baneling does explode. Does kill a Hellbat, I think. Hellbat trying to kill that 8th base along the right side here. Setting up, sieging up is Beastyqt, slowly creeping forward with his tanks, creeping forward with his Liberators. And he's going to assault this gold base once again. But and actually protecting his flank, what he really needs to do is win a decisive victory and kill maybe 2 or 3 of Railgan's bases. He's struggling mightily here. Pulling back to the safety of the circles are these Cyclones. Really worried about attacks coming in here from Railgan. And here it is. Here comes the attack. Single Ultralisk. Abduct being used on those Cyclones. 1, 2, 3. Gone immediately. And again, Hydra's coming in from that right side, defending tanks, Liberators, Hellbats, Cyclones, doing all they possibly can. Corruptors in the sky as well. Can't get quite close enough, I don't think, to kill these Liberators, but good choice. Nonetheless, more and more Ultras coming on in here. What are their upgrades? They only have that +1 ground carapace. The Ultras are not as good as they could be, but I guess when you have this many Hydras, you got to do something. 167 and 188 total supply. Beastyqt just being so patient at this point. More and more Vipers getting focused on down here. Hydras trying to kill the Liberators as best they possibly can. Tanks splashing from everywhere, though. Hydro lines forced to retreat. Cyclones being used with their incredible DPS. Look at these guys go. More Lings straggling on in. Railgan just has the economy and has the production facilities available to do this. Where Beastyqt thinks he has the upper hand, and then suddenly 10 more Lings, 4 more Hydras show up and totally turn the tides. Another Ultra dies. Lings clearing out these tanks. They do have that +3 attack. Very dangerous against tanks here. Cyclones trying to kill those Corruptors. An Ultra right on top of everybody. Nope, Hellions, you can't do this thing, but Cyclones can. Cyclones using what is that thing? Missile Tornado Blaster attack. Man, that's so dang good. And that's it. It's a GG from Railgan. That was a little bit unexpected. Railgan defeated, and Beastyqt is victorious, winning it for the Terran today. Holy shamoly. How did he... Wait, hang on. Let's look at this real quick. Units left. 4 Hydras. 5 Lings and a Corruptor for Railgan. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, Beastyqt's army was not huge. It really wasn't. He had 10 Hellions, 1 Hellbat, 7 Cyclones, 5 Liberators, and 2 tanks. I mean, it was good, not incredible, but it was enough. It was enough. This +3 Cyclone stuff is amazing. 6 damage, 8 versus armored, weapon speed 0.1 with a range of 6. Whew. I think they slowed down the attack speed on these guys, or the move speed a little bit on these guys. But regardless, Cyclone's pretty good. I mean, this was the killing ground right here. Railgan was down 78 to 58 Harvesters. Was there more? Oh, Hellion attack up here at the gold base on the right side. A lot of dead drones. 86 drones killed. 86. Wow, 72 Hellions killed, 348 Lings, 145 Hydras, 10 Ultras, 25 tanks, 20 Liberators, 43 Cyclones. Just a lot of dead things in this game. Resources lost. Wow, one of the biggest I have ever seen. What is that? 51,000 lost for the Zerg and about 44 for the Terran. So that'll explain it. And that usually explains how this works at the end. So great job by both of these players, but My Insanity and Beastyqt get the win today. All right, so that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself. Patrons! Nicholas Cheek, Sean Govin, Nick Riley, Josh Cornelius, Jin, Jeff Duvall, KN, Matt Meermans, Hagon Marcus, Backberty, Alex Coffey, Ben Raboyne, 19 Day, Keith Garlow, Alexandros Canaris, Complex, Ian Westbrook, Michael McIntosh, Sam Estegoy, Bo Brissett, Cale Anderson, Trevor Smith, Menhadin, GMP, Sip Kopata, Konma, Michael Wellen, Plaid, Henry Cooper, Clayton Knight, Jan Kodera, Kevin Shing, Rajiv Bhatt, The Cosmic Phoenix, Peter Haas, Andre Breet, Mither. Thank you, Leak at the top right. Bye.